as a business, a progressive modern business these days, we've been increasingly setting ourselves tougher and tougher targets so that we reduce the impact of what we do as a business on the planet. And what we're trying to do is go much deeper than just counting carbon. That's not enough anymore. As businesses, we need to go beyond that.
We are completely in agreement that we need to create buildings that are enjoyable, efficient, but within the constraints of the planet that we live in. But we want to go further than that. We don't just want buildings to operate in those constraints, but actually give more back to the planet than they take, bring benefits to users and communities around them.
So we have a great plan to tackle sustainability in the workplace called S-Plan. And within S-Plan, we've done a systematic assessment of all of our environmental impacts across our 72-acre site and across a range of our business activities. And we've got loads of targets and objectives to engage the employees and push the organisation forward in terms of its sustainability footprint.
One of the member commitments that we focused on was to develop the Supply Chain Sustainability School. We think that's a fantastic impact for the industry, mainly because it offers a free virtual learning environment, free at the point of use, for all the suppliers that across our industry that collaborate and work for us all, but will drive up sustainability standards across the industry. So we're a funding partner, we're on the leadership group, we're trying to drive forward both FM and services and construction, so it's right across the built environment. And we just think this will leave a lasting legacy of skills development, knowledge base, and raise the standards overall.
The journey we've been on within our company we call the Green Gateway Initiative. It's our way of looking at ourselves, our own actions, but also our place in the market and how we interact with others in the market. We realised 6 or 7 years ago now that we have an important part to play in creating efficient solutions in the built environment. And if we didn't maintain an awareness of just how important that is and that we need to maintain that discussion with others, that probably we would be left behind. So the lessons we've learned from it is very much that we have to be part of the discussion across the entire food chain of a building's life.
One of the things that really is important is the development of better standards, better regulation. So we've been very active as a business over the past number of years in trying to lift those standards, try and get building regulations and any other codes and other measures that will actually mean that people want to understand this more and adopt better practice in design solutions.
One thing that's very important to us at Derwent London is to try and ensure that we understand our markets and understand our customers. So one of the early approaches that we've taken to our buildings is to have a keen eye on design. And that encompasses a number of different things, not only the architecture of the building, so the details and how everything fits together and the look and the feel, but also how that impacts on our customers, our tenants, making sure that it responds to their needs and what they're telling us they want in terms of design.
We've been very active in working with DCLG on building regulations, working with the Zero Carbon Hub in trying to look at the definitions around introducing zero carbon homes, and thankfully that's very, very close to being a reality now.
But layered into that as well is a key component of that, which obviously is sustainability. Not something that we necessarily badge as a distinct element, because we like to think that good design incorporates sustainability as it goes through its life cycle.
One of the themes of Hawkins Brown work has been creative reuse of existing structures. This is not only an inherently sustainable design approach, reducing embodied carbon, but also we find it unlocks social regeneration as well. So following a number of really successful refurbishment projects, we've embarked on a research partnership with UCL. Our hope is that this research will be open and transparent across the industry and also influence government policy in the area.
You know, we can only learn from our own jobs if we measure our own stuff, but we'd much rather learn from other people's jobs as well. So if there was some kind of culture in the industry of sharing the information, measuring buildings routinely, and then getting it published in some way, that would be good.
An early commitment that we made to the UK-GBC was to be open source with our knowledge and to knowledge share and knowledge transfer across the industry. So we spend a lot of time and a lot of effort publishing the information that we derive from projects and making sure that other people can benefit from the experiences that we've had, and we don't necessarily hang on to it as our own IP.
In the case of the Wessex Water building, when we published it, the engineers were quite nervous about it, I have to say. But the feedback we got was terrific. And people were saying, at least somebody's prepared to stick their head above the parapet. I mean, we also could say we knew some of the solutions to the problems we found, which is helpful. So in the end, it did us a lot of good. It didn't do us any harm at all.
An important part of the process of creating behavioural change is through environmental champions. And basically people volunteer to drive through change in schools and departments throughout the university, and of course that all connects through to the really strong programme of environmental efficiency programmes that the facilities and estates section at the university has also implemented.
I think quite often we forget about the fact that if you're a person running a company, if you're a CEO, the reality is 90% of the actual money you spend running your company is actually spent on people. People often focus on energy efficiency and rent and a whole host of other things. But the reality is, your costs are the people. They're your biggest asset and they're your biggest cost. So actually investing in them creates productivity, actually makes a difference. So factoring in their health and their well-being will actually be a big boon to actually your company.
We have developed the Make Waste History campaign, which is an internal communications campaign to really raise the profile of waste and to change the attitude towards wasted materials, to really see these as valuable products and materials, because we've actually paid for these things already and then we're paying for them to be disposed of in skip. So there is an attitude and a cultural change, and that doesn't happen overnight, but this campaign seeks to bring all of that together and raise the profile of it across the organisation. So our work along waste continues, and I would hope to see lots more solutions and innovations coming out of our waste panel.
The bigger gap between your sustainability plan and your business objectives, the harder it is to get this piece of work done. So the closer you can bring them together, the more sense you can bring to your sustainability plan in the context of your business, the easier it is. And that is my lasting advice to anybody on this particular journey. Drive your business plan and your sustainability plan close together and the results will come through.
It's about taking this longer term, more rounded view of your business. And certainly at the Crown Estate, it's helping us to think differently about how we drive long-term success. And, the results speak for themselves. This year, we've outperformed the market and our portfolio is now our business is now valued at over £10 billion. So success and sustainability can and do go together.